Hi, I'm following along with Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi lessons. We're on number 46, and we're working with the Pi Cam and using and figuring out how to calculate frames per second and put it on the screen. So our homework for this week was to uh, try that out and just play around with it and see where we could go. I did all that, and I really didn't think it was worthy of a video. So I'm going to take a sort of a tangent here with my homework. So I was recently talking to a professional programmer guy, and he's quite far advanced than I am in programming. And I was asking, how do you remember everything that you need to know for programming, different scenarios and different uh, things you do and everything? And he said, I'm going to tell you a secret. He says, I don't have to know everything about everything. I just need to know that a thing exists and how to Google for it. And I thought about that for a little bit, and I said, yeah, that's really good. That's really good advice and everything. And I said, we talked for a little bit longer, but it was interesting and that kind of stuck with me. And when you think about Paul's lessons here, um, there's no way he's done 46 lessons. He could do 400 lessons, and he couldn't tell us everything there is to know about Raspberry Pis or Python or anything else, no matter how many lessons he's given. But I think one of the best things that his videos do is he lets us know that a thing exists. And I think that 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 that's a really great thing that he's doing for our community and everything. And but one thing that I've been always pretty good at, but I'm trying to get better at it, is once you know that thing exists, then you got to know how to Google for it, and um, learn more about it and everything. So I thought, this is a good example of this. Is that we have this line of code here for putting the text on the screen. Um, Paul's letting us know that this exists, that you can actually, who knew you could put text on a screen, put your own text on a screen in Python. So Paul let us know that this happened. But then when you think about it, you think, okay, well, maybe I want to do something a little different or something. And what's up with this Hershey font? I checked my Microsoft Word, and there's no such thing as Hershey fonts on Microsoft Word. I guess you could go out and find it if you wanted to, but it's like a different thing. So I thought, well, what if I wanted to change that font? So I went to my thing. I said, well, it says Hershey font duplex or something. So what if I just went in and I said, well, I want New Times Roman. So it was CV2 new underscore times underscore Roman. Well, is that going to work? So let's try it and see. Nope, we get a thing down here. CV2 has no attribute called New Times Roman. Well, I guess that didn't work. So we can Control Z. Well, I got to Control Z a lot. All right, so font Hershey duplex. So we can't use New Times Roman. So, okay, what fonts do we have? So, like I said, Google's your friend. And so go back to our browser. And I did a Google on that, and I come up with, I just typed in OpenCV Python text fonts. And this is the first thing that came up. all the available fonts for OpenCV are as follows, and they're all got to do with this Hershey. Now you can do different kinds, and the script is like a, fancy handwritten thing and everything, and small and all the different things. But uh, that's looks like all you can use with them. One good thing I came up with is it looks like that they're all like Python constants, and you can replace them. Paul put the font as being that, but if you have this little cheat sheet here, you can just put a 0, 1 up to 7 for your font in there, and it works just fine. So let's say if we wanted to do um, the script one, we could change it to 7. Let's go back to my Thonny. No, that's not where I'm at. I'm on my Pi. I'm VNCing into my Pi. So instead of putting all this, we're going to just put number 7 here and see what happens. And that's the constant. So let's see if it recognizes it. And we just run it. It looks like I just messed up my program. What did I do to mess up my program? Oh, I forgot. I took out when I was Control Z AVERAGE equals. I forgot to define this. All right, let's try this again. All right, this time it worked, and you can see. Where's my camera at? There it is. You can see that you get that script type font in there. So that's kind of cool. Q out of that. Let's go back to our searching and see what else we can find. So it looks like these are the only ones that we can get. But then if you look down to the next thing, need more fonts for OpenCV. So I took that rabbit hole, and you can add extra fonts, but you have to import another module called pill, and I think it's actually already on our machines. Pill is and everything, but you need to use that and some extra code to import regular like true type fonts, like and other New Times Roman and stuff like that. You can get them in there. So I didn't look at that too far, but I didn't try the code out, but it was fun. I just looked at it, and now I actually know that a thing can be done. So if you need fonts other than these, I'll know, okay, I can search for that and find it, because I'm not going to remember, how it's done, but I will remember that, hey, there is a way to get something besides these 8 or 7 or 8 or thing, 8 of them here that you got. But that's good. But you sometimes you think, well, what about all the other parts of this? Paul showed us that it can be done, this put text and everything there, but how'd he find out about it? And if I need it 6 months from now, am I going to go search through of all his 46 videos to find out which one he talked about the put text and everything? But I'll remember that you can put text on a OpenCV thing. So the best thing to do is try to search for it in a better way. So let's go back to our Chrome. So I did a search, OpenCV Python method reference. So this is methods, is what they don't call them libraries, they call them methods. We own Python, we want OpenCV, and reference is a good thing because that usually is going to tell you like a list of all the things that you can do. And you can look down here of what came up, and we got tutorials. Now that's interesting, and that'll give you like ways to use it. but I'm more interested in the modules themselves. So this docs for modules is what I was looking for. And at first, look, okay, that's good and everything. And so you got to kind of work your way through it, but our main modules down here. So I went ahead and I looked through a lot of them. Sometimes it takes a little while, but image processing is where we would find out about putting text and other things on the thing. And then you got your modules under that. You got drawing functions. So we get that. And then we get into this, and then we get this list of Hershey fonts again. We got these funny things up here, and we got and everything, and you got this, and then you get down to these functions, and they're void functions. I thought, man, that's C++. I didn't want that. And so then I searched around a little bit more, and I did find that when you do this, the documentation, OpenCV, I guess, was originally ported for C++, but then it was Python was also ported to Python a while back with most of the functions, but they don't have their own documentation, and they really don't tell you this anywhere. But if you look and you look down a little bit farther, and you got detailed description of different stuff, and here's the fonts and everything, tells you a little bit about the fonts that we were talking about, and we got all this other stuff that we did. And then you go function documentation, and that's where we wanted to be. And the main part is about how they do the functions with C++. But then at the bottom, they tell you a short section on what arguments you need inside of for different things. So if we scroll on down and we keep looking, so we want put text, so we need to go down to P. These are in alphabetical order. E, fill, get, poly, getting close, put text. There we go. So we got put text, but then we get the one where under Python is what Paul did. We got CV dot put text, and you got your image, the text you want to put, and I'm not sure what that is. Oh, the origin or the starting point of it. And then this is where the font goes, and this is the scale, the size of the font and the color and the line size, I think, or something. But this is where you would find your documentation on it. So you know a thing can be done. You know the put text is there. So you need to, like I say, when you get good at Googling, you say, well, I want CV2, Python, and module reference, and eventually it'll get you here. So now that's, 6 months from now, those keywords will pop into my mind. Okay, I know I can put text on a thing, and we can probably get to it, and you could probably do it a little bit closer. I don't know whether Google will get you any closer or not. Let's try it. So let's just add put text to PUTTEXT to that and see. Well, certainly it's going to give us examples. I'm looking for reference. There you go, document. Let's see. I think that just takes us to that one. I mean, but you could, like I said, probably any of these would give you an example of the text. I'm not sure how good they would be. Geeks for geeks. And just say etc. for that. So that one wasn't. The syntax is there, put text. And yeah, they tell you here. So you just have to look it up. I mean, even though this isn't the official documentation, this would get you jog your memory. Okay, yeah, I need an image I'm putting it. I need the text I'm putting on it, where I'm going to start the text, the font I'm going to use, and then the scale and the color. That gets you there. So that's one thing. So for those that are following along with Paul, he said next week he's going to put talk about putting shapes on the screen. So let's go look and see what we can do. So there's still drawing functions. Let's go down and see what drawing functions we can have. We got line, circle. There we go. We got arrowed line. We got circle, clip line, whatever that is. A lot of clip line, contours. I think this is when we draw stuff around different things. That's a little more advanced. All marker, not sure. Ellipse. Let's show you how your ellipses are drawn. Getting down and see if there's like a square or a rectangle line. If you want to jump ahead on this, you could check. There's a rectangle. So CV, oh, here it is in Python. CV.rectangle. You need your image, your first point, your second point, color, thickness, and probably fill. I don't know. Unless they have a filled rectangle. I bet they have a filled rectangle too. I haven't looked at that. But anyhow, yep, there you go. Haven't played with it yet, but I'm sure that some of this is going to be coming up when you look at what Paul's doing. Anyhow, that's enough of a tangent for today. I'm going to post it as my homework, even though it really wasn't homework. I think that learning how Paul's showing us that a thing can be done, and I think that's a great thing. And I certainly thank Paul for all his lessons, and I use them as a jumping off point for all my other projects that I do. So thanks, Paul, for all you do. Have a great day, everybody.